What's up, guys? Jason Viking Friedman here, and we are at Last Man Standing. Last Man Standing has new ownership. We have Cornell Poole with us. Cornell, tell me, what is the vision for Last Man Standing in 2023 and moving forward?
Community. It's all about the athletes. We want to build something that the community wants to support, that tests the community, and that actually brings them together at the end of the day. Just to have fun, to throw some heavy stuff around, and enjoy CrossFit, and enjoy the benefits that CrossFit give you. So it's all community-based.
100%. So I love the idea that we're moving into a, if you guys can see just behind us, into a bigger arena. So Last Man Standing is known for always doing a double arena. So they basically put two rigs together, and then you have one heat competing on the one side and another heat competing on the other side. What made you decide to change that up?
It draws focus from, especially if heats happen at the same time. They're like, where do you watch? Where do you support? Especially if you have family members doing either individual or teams or whatever. And the other side of that, you have athletes who do both, who are phenomenal team athletes and can perform on the individual stage. So that's what we decided, to break it up. This is just a teams event. We're going to focus on the individuals later this year. We want to showcase them in their own space. But this is an ultimate teams event. We're hoping it's grown, or will grow in the future. We're loving the support we have it this year as new owners, starting fresh, new beginning. But it's big team event, big individual event, and that's where we're going to keep it. Back to basics and back to what makes CrossFit CrossFit. You do it with your mates or you do it for yourself, and that's what we're focusing on.
100%. I have to agree with you in terms of the community. Like ourselves from It's Happening in God Africa, we're looking to grow the community, and that's why we're also here to help you guys out.
Love your support.
To get, as you say, mention that CrossFit needs to grow. So that's the idea for us on our side. But now let's dive into the nitty gritty. Okay, so we obviously know that Event 1 has been released.
Yes.
What is your thought process? How would you approach that Event 1? Have you done it actually? Let's find that out. Have you done Event 1?
No. I'm too petrified. No, to be fair, I've only ever seen it on paper, all the workouts at once. I didn't want to be one of the testing people. I mean, Monique's got her own box, and some of her people tested some of the beginners and intermediate levels. A bunch of Joburg people tested without even knowing it. That was funny. They didn't even know they were testing our workouts. But no, I did bits of it. I feel like a beginner when I see some of even our intermediate athletes. We have such a wide variety of talent when it comes to this sport. I see myself just below average. I do it just to keep fit, and I'm here to give them a platform to perform, not to do it myself. I'm too petrified.
Yeah, so obviously Event 1, hopefully that we're gonna meet up with Rebel. We're gonna get that hopefully on the stream for you guys as well, so we'll be able to see exactly where the people are on the row, on the ski, on the bike erg.
There's a lot of cardio.
A lot of cardio. I can't remember the exact time cap. Do you remember the time cap on that?
26 minutes for the
26 minutes. So it's quite a long workout. It's going to be an exciting workout. So after this build up, make sure that you are tuning into the live stream on YouTube. We're going to showcase everything to you here at Last Man Standing. 2023, we're going to bring you all the action. Back to you guys.
We are back here at Last Man Standing 2023, event number 3. About to go going by Jason Viking. Let's be real. Best on Portugal. Event number 3, top leader.
It's going to be a nice one, a little bit of change of pace from what we've seen so far. So relay style, each athlete gets to go. But there's a catch. You're going to get to a certain point before you have to relieve an athlete. If you get stuck, the whole team gets stuck. So one team is going to be careful, all the guys are going to struggle with the readings for Oryx, or are they going to get stuck on the back, who's coming, that's going to get stuck. Just go to this workout. It's 20 box jump overs. So if you know anything from CrossFit, just that alone, if you don't tune with the quick, it's going to catch you. After the 20 box jump overs, then you're going to go with 15 sandbag cleans, 70 kilos for the guys, 50 for the ladies. Again, in and of itself, that alone can be a workout, that's tested for time. And after that, high gymnastics movement, we're going to go for pretty much like 10 for the guys, 7 for the ladies. That's the Oryx version of this.
For the intermediates, it's going to be chest to bar. For the beginners, it's going to be
jumping.
For the beginners, it's going to be the jumping for us. So guys, it's going to be a tough one. We're going to talk about those burpees just a little bit. There's those techniques you can either jump up or you can step up. These are the things that
I think depending on where you are wrong to enhance this work, that if you're struggling with the sandbag, there's no need to jump over the bar. Sometimes it pays and talks about slow, smooth, fast. So I reckon, especially the fact that the box is not a standard height, 30 inches for guys, 24 for ladies, so it's really a little bit hard box. So I recommend this technique of stepping up and jumping over. It depends a little bit because again, the workout is not on the box. So if this is a sprint, that sandbag is going to catch a lot of people.
So 100% just heard from one of the pros here. I think I would have to agree with the man. A step-up approach towards the better approach of this because it's going to be one or lost on those sandbags. The bar muscle-ups, the ring muscle-ups, obviously going to be a big technique thing as well. Do the guys have a technique? We would expect all the RX guys to have that technique.
You do get a few people that just recently got ring muscle-ups, but like I say, it could get stuck. So you can sprint as hard as you can, but if something like ring muscle-ups is hard and makes it get, there's no point to sprint to work. You'll probably have that active go last to you as much as you can.
100%. Alright guys, we're going to head back into the stream now. Don't go anywhere. Next up, our beginners heat number 1.
Future, past, and present, I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm a missile of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float. I don't need gravity, I just need growth. When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. When I move, it's in a quick your future best.
Alright, we're gonna get the first game for the beginners in workout number 3, the last workout on Friday. We're gonna get it kicked off in now as quick as you can. Alright, judges, get your athletes to the starting line. Stand and breathe. We have to get going.
Alrighty. We are live here at Last Man Standing 2023 at Sun City. 10-minute time cap, and it's a relay format. It's going to be an absolute humdinger of an event here. And off our beginners go. And it's my roots there, our adaptive athletes. You can see him on his way. They got 20. burpee over box.
As soon as
Our
they're
beginners
done
have a
with clean,
20
they're gonna
inch.
Move the box over to the middle of the lane.
You see all our athletes here, and it has to be chest to floor. You're going to make sure that they get a clean rep with chest to floor, both feet touch the box.
It's box facing burpees, guys. Box facing burpees.
And remember, they do have to face those boxes. They can't turn sideways. They need to face the box. It's going to be interesting to see if all 4 athletes will get through this really quickly. We did speak about the build-up, whether you take a jumping burpee or whether you step up to the box. And Ruan and I both agreed that a step up to the box is probably going to be your best bet. The race is not won. The race is not won at the box. Looks like we got a bit of an injury. And some of these athletes on the D-ball clean now. It looks like lane number 5 out here. Lane number 5 now. Lane 5, our current leaders at the moment, and it looks like Witzman Roots has injured himself there on that burpee over box. Next athlete out in lane number 5. We're still here with our ladies. It's also interesting to see whether you start with the lady or you start with the male. How do you play this? The strategies in this are very interesting for the teams. A lot of the teams going with the men first, because remember that box does move closer. So once you've done, your first athlete has done the 20 burpees over the box, your box then moves a little bit closer towards the rig. For the beginners, you can do jumping pull-ups, or as you can see there, one of the athletes was doing a butterfly pull-up. You're more than welcome to do that.
Alright, we've got 3 teams starting off with that special prize. Lane 5, straight up to the third athlete now, the Eagle Feet. That's the Reaction start. They are in the lead so far, going to work number 3.
So remember, this is a relay format. You can only release an athlete once they move onto the chest, for the pull-ups, the jumping pull-ups. Once an athlete reaches that, then the next athlete can move into the workout. Currently, it looks like lane number 3, Bar Wolves, are the guys who are your leaders.
Lane 7, Gunther, they turn out to now getting tagged to the second athlete. Yes, we started. We're still in the lead in this third workout on Friday.
Lane number 5, it looks like. Lane number 5 are your leaders at the moment as they move on to their third athlete. They're about 3 reps ahead of the team in lane number 2, which is Fierce 4.
just past the halfway mark in this workout. Little less than 5 minutes left. Yes, it's that they are still in the lead. Now going back for the 50 D-ball teams.
Jesus Stark doing a great job here at the moment. They're your current leaders. And I was just checking in on Witzman Roots here. Looks like he's actually just got a bit of a shin injury there. Looks like he might need stitches from what I can see. So I was just checking in on that.
Just quick workout. Remember the athletes are released if they move onto the ring and they touch the ball to release the next athlete. If someone is still busy, they're going to stand by the people and wait. Now, yes, we start setting their last, their fourth team athlete to go to the 20 box runners.
Jesus Stark, and they release their final athlete here. And it looks like they might walk away with this. Bar nothing happens. Walk away with the heat win here. As we see there, finishing up the jumping pull-ups. Beginners are doing jumping pull-ups. Then our intermediates are doing pull-ups. And then our elites, they'll be doing those ring muscle-ups. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be an exciting one as we move up the ranks here. Our beginners, though, let's take nothing away from them. It's awesome to see our communities all getting together, getting these people off the couches and getting them onto the competition floor. It's always awesome to see. On screen now, we got our stream sponsors, Slayer Energy, Papa Pronto, The Rental Guys, and Clean Freaks, as well as Iron Image and Steel Monkey. You're currently watching a It's Happening Africa production. We are the live stream partners of Last Man Standing. And if you're looking for your event to be streamed, make sure that you head on over to our socials, It's Happening Africa, and DM us. We'll then definitely come help you out, help you stream your events, and bring you the very best in streaming. 2 minutes left, and it's going to be a tight one here for the teams on the outer edges here. That is fierce for the ATG gang. Well, Jesus Stark getting onto that pressure plate there, but almost doing a backflip in the process. And a huge thank you to Chip Timers, of course, making those pressure plates. And there they are on your screen now. Jesus Stark, big smiles and a big thumbs up. 90 seconds left. And out there in lane number 7. I think that's the ATG gang. Sorry, it's Motors, I think.
1 minute remaining. The last 60 seconds.
1 minute left for these athletes. They need to start working real hard if they want to finish this up. Only one team across the finish line at this point, and that's Jesus Stark.
The side race there. Bowls appears with top 32. To make sense. Guys, we got 20 seconds.
Final 20 here for these athletes. You see there on the D ball, working hard. That is Bar Wolves. Or is that Fierce 4? Looks like there are a couple of teams missing here from these lanes. Do apologize. But that's the end of heat number 1.
Beginners will work up number 3. Guys, please sign the score sheet. Judges, just get the boxes back to the start.
Next up we have beginner heat number 2.
My right side, we'll then heat number 2.
So next up we have our beginner heat number 2. Beginner teams heat number 2. Make sure that you are at the start sheet. Beginner teams heat number 2. Our intermediate teams. You guys can head on over to the warm-up area. That's our intermediate teams. Make your way over to the warm-up area. And if you are getting a little bit cold here, make sure that
Your future, past, and present, I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm a mislead of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float. I don't need gravity, I just need growth. When I move, it's an earthquake rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. When I move, it's an earthquake.
Dude, I'm so glad I'm like, yeah, and I do a little bit. It's cool. Have fun, boyki.
Alright, this is our second heat of the beginners. We did the final workout on Friday. It's workout number 3.
Yeah. Nothing's going, guys.
It's going. Getting
Alright,
darker.
judges, you can stand by your team and get your hands in the air. Athletes, you can stand by. Your first athlete ready to
That
start
light on
with
that
their
side is actually
first
causing
20-30
yeah.
box.
I wonder if we can
Get
turn
jump
it
over.
onto the rig.
Alright, everyone ready? Judges, hands up. And
Alright, we back here for beginner heat number 2. And off we go.
20 box. Jump over. Box, facing different.
Lane number 3, Ninja Turtles. Lane number 4, Leo Troopers. Lane number 5, Shack Fit Squad. Lane number 6, the Flapjack Fandangos. Lane number 7, oh, they're not here, never mind. Lane number 8, Red Shack Rattles. Our MC just did the same thing I just did. Calling out a team that ain't here. Alright, on your screens right now you can see they are busy with their burpee box overs. So we spoke about the burpees earlier on. Do we approach the burpees with a step up or do you just jump up and over? So what I mean by that is you go chest to floor and you jump back up to both feet, or do you take one leg and you step up over the box? So we decided that a step up is most likely the better way to go about things, because you're not going to win the race at the burpees. You're going to win the race later on. And already we have one team moving their box, one team member forgetting his box, and off they go. Remember, there's also strategies to this. Do you go with your men first or do you go with your ladies first? In the previous heat we saw they went males first, opening up a nice gap for the ladies, and those ladies just had to maintain that gap to make sure that they won. And Jesús Sterk made sure that they got away with that win. So great stuff there from Jesús Sterk to make sure that they walked away with the win there. But will there be a faster time here for heat number 2 for the beginners? On your screens right now, we got all our stream sponsors: Slayer, Papa Pronto, The Rental Guys, Clean Freaks, Steel Monkey, and Iron Image. If you're looking for sports massages, personal trainers, CrossFit training, or weight loss, make sure you head on over to ironmage.co.za and you get yourself a personal trainer or weight loss coach or a sports massage. That is ironimage.co.za. You can see there athletes can either choose to do a pull-up, kipping pull-up, or they can do a jumping pull-up. A lot of these athletes, it's a little bit faster to do the kipping pull-ups or the butterflies, so they're opting to do that if they have that skill in their wheelhouse. Remember, these are beginners, so they are learning. Red Shack Rattles, they are currently in second place. Flapjack Fandangos are now in your lead in lane number 6. Remember, these athletes, before they can release the next athlete, they have to finish their D-balls and move on to their pull-ups before the athlete can go. The workout is 20 burpee over box, 15 D-ball sandbag over shoulders, and then 10 for the men jumping pull-ups, or 7 jumping pull-ups for the ladies. 10-minute cap here. With that sandbag, you want to try it. Throw over the shoulder. So there's a little technique that I like to use when I'm doing sandbags. So what I do is I'll chuck the sandbag over my shoulder, and then instead of turning around, what I do is I just step over the bag with my back leg, and then I'll pull the sandbag over my shoulder once again. Just saves a little bit of time. You'll find a lot of these athletes are going to do the throw over the shoulder and then turn around, which wastes a lot of time. Whereas if you just step back and then throw the sandbag over your shoulder, you actually save a lot of time. We'll see if any athletes try that on later, maybe in the RX division. So you'll see a lot of these athletes, they'll jump and touch the bar to release their next athletes. So they are allowed to do that before they start their pull-ups. So a lot of these athletes getting a no rep because they're not getting a 2-foot takeoff. They're launching with 1 foot, and unfortunately that is going to give you a no rep. See, she's struggling a little bit there. If I was her, I'd opt for those jumping pull-ups. Wasting a little bit of time. Oh, there we go. There she's got her kip now. Here's the young man. He had some great lifting earlier on. He's onto his burpee over box. Remember, you need a 2-foot takeoff. You can't take off with 1 foot, otherwise you will be no rep. You'll also be no rep if you do not get your chest to the floor. A lot of these athletes will try to take chances and almost just put their bellies on the floor, not their chest. That is also a no rep. So a lot of these athletes have been no repped, and the judging standard here has been exceptional so far. You can see moving the box. Only 20 inches here for the beginners. The intermediates will go 24-20, and then the elites will go 30-24. So a little bit higher than the conventional competitions. If you've just tuned in, welcome. This is the Last Man Standing 2023 team edition at Sun City. The workout is as follows. You'll have one athlete at the sound of 3, 2, 1, go. They will move to station 1, which is the burpee over box. Once they complete that, they will then move to the 15D ball sandbag over shoulders. And then they can jump up and touch the bar to release athlete number 2. But they still need to complete their jumping pull-ups or pull-ups. And that will repeat for athlete number 2, athlete number 3, athlete number 4, and then the fastest time in the 2 heats will take the event win. Jesua Sterk did an amazing job in the previous heat, and it looks like they most likely are to take the overall win here, as they were pretty much almost done already at 2 minutes left on the clock. So Jesua Sterk 10-1 will take the win unless something happens here,
And it's 2 minutes.
but it doesn't look like it. Currently on the floor we have our Ninja Turtles, Leo Troopers, Shackfit Squad, the Flapjack Fandangos, and Red Shack Rattles. Some interesting music here in the background. This feels like I'm in Mexico. All I need now is some tacos and tequila. My producer shaking his head is like, what? I love Mexican food, bro. You just calm down, man. A lot of these athletes struggling with those pull-ups. No reps happening here on, I think that's lane 6. Not getting a clear pass through of the head. And there we go. He's got the momentum now. Now he's picking it up. But there were a good 5 no reps there. Gonna cost his team big time. Stevie, what's up? And a final 15 seconds here. These athletes squeezing in. Every rep's going to count. And it looks like Jesua Sterk definitely taking the win here. And that is time for these athletes. And man, what a ending that was. You see the high fives, hugs all around. That was a tough workout for these athletes. Tough one for the beginners. Next up, we have those intermediates. We'll be back shortly. Next up, some video ads.
Your future, past, and present, I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm a missing link of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float. I don't need gravity, I just need growth. When I move, it's an earthquake rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. When I move.
Stevie, that was lack of footage, bro. That was sick. I'm so tired of this thing. I'm so tired of this thing. I've already broken one. Bouncy bangers. That is a bouncy banger.
Huge shout out to Sun International for giving us discounted prices for all the athletes. That is Sun International giving us some discounts on all our athletes. Rooms here at Sun City Resort.
Ron, I'm gonna kill you, dude. I need to sort your diet out, bro. What the hell? I thought it was yours. I was just about to say I beat you, bro. I'm gonna beat your ass, bro.
Big back for one burger.
Yeah?
That's big back for one burger.
Actually.
Look at him duck. More I put up settings and more grazing before I get them down.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah.
out,
Ron, I'm watching you.
I can have a two of those guys there and my side.
Alright, welcome our intermediates heat number 1. Let's get a big whoop whoop. Alright, let's try that one more time. Let's get a big whoop whoop. That's what I'm talking about.
Uh, 43, 5:43. So we slight. Wait a bit. 2-3 minutes. All right, just confirmation from the organizers here. We got 2 minutes, and then we're going to start intermediate heat number 1.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
So just bear with us. We will be with you guys shortly. While we're at it, let's go through our stream sponsors here. We have Slayer Energy. If you're looking for a South African drink, an energy drink, head on over to slayer.com. That is slayerenergy.com. They have all of the best flavors out on the market. You can even create your own Slayer Energy drinks. Just order that online for a monthly premium. That is slayerenergy.com. And then, of course, we have Papa Pronto, the very best in Italian variety food, from burgers, pizzas, to even prawns. Make sure that you head on over to Papa Pronto. That's on Witkoppen and Church. Papa Pronto, Parta della Familia. And then, of course, the rental guys. If you are looking for equipment but you cannot afford it to buy the equipment, head on over to therentalguys.com and you can rent all that equipment for your gym. That's therentalguys.com. And then Clean Freaks. Clean Freaks are a portable wet wipe for all athletes on the trails. If you're a mountain bike, if you're running on the trails, or you're just in gym or doing CrossFit and you need to wipe your face, wipe your hands, you're a bit of a germphobe, make sure that you head on over to cleanfreak.co.za. And then we have Steel Monkey. Steel Monkey, of course, one of the apparel sponsors here at Last Man Standing, selling you all the best. And they have a brand new fabric, a training fabric that they've released recently. Make sure that you head on over there and buy yourself one of those new fabric shirts. They are absolutely amazing. That's Steel Monkey. And then we have Iron Image, ironimage.co.za. All the training needs that you want, from weight loss to CrossFit to just normal personal training and sports massage. Make sure that you head on over to ironimage.co.za. And our intermediates, heat number one, underway. Right, these athletes are doing 20 burpees over box, except their box is a little bit higher. Depending on if you are male or female, the males are going to do 24 inches and the ladies are going to do 20 inches. And like I said earlier on, it's going to come down to that strategy. How are you going to play the strategy? Are you going to go with a male first? Are you going to go with a female first? We did see that Jesua Sterk, one of the beginner teams, went male first and then they released their ladies. But the males went out hard. They opened up a nice gap. It might be something for these intermediates to think about. Do they do that and try to open up a nice gap so that their ladies can try and keep that gap and then possibly win the heat? Jesua Sterk walked away with the win, and that was the overall win in this workout. Remember, 10-minute cap for these teams. They're going to move over to their D-ball cleans. They can only release their next athlete once they touch the bar for the chest to bar pull-ups. Some athletes here I'm looking at, none choosing to do the step over technique that I spoke about earlier. So what you do is you do a step over technique. So as the ball lands behind you, you don't turn around, you just step back, pick up the ball and step forward. And that helps a lot with time. It takes off about a second, maybe even 2 seconds of your time. And it's a technique I rarely see, but I must say it's a technique that really works. So if anyone's listening, anyone's watching this before they go on, possibly give it a try. Let's see if that helps you in your technique and time on this workout. So we're looking to see who's going to get off this D-ball first and onto the bar. And it's our lady in lane number 7. Sorry, lane 8.
Jump overs. And they also go steam for the...
And that's the Trojans out in lane 8. Current leaders. They release their athlete first. Out there in lane number 3, the intermediates. In lane number 7, we have Team Beast Mode. Currently, those are your teams battling it out for their top 3 spots at the moment. Will these athletes finish this workout? I think only one team in the beginners finished the workout.
You've got lane 9, Trailer Faster. Followed closely behind.
And it's a bit of a sprint this workout.
And the intermediates in lane 3.
But you have to be very careful that you don't fall into the trap of the burpee over box. You can absolutely blow yourself out before you even get to the D-balls. And I do believe that the D-balls will be the separating factor. You can see here the athletes in lane 7 is really struggling with those D-balls. He has absolutely killed his tank right now. And it's not a strength issue. It's literally a VO2 issue. He went out too hard on those burpees and he's struggling big time.
Head judge, letting them know if they do.
You can see him there on your screen right now. Hands on his hips.
Don't take chances.
He's got 2 more reps to go.
They're not afraid to give no reps, and the judges will.
And over it goes. He's got 1 more rep to go before he can touch the bar and release his next athlete. fast approaching that halfway mark for these athletes. Remember, they only have 10 minutes. If you're wondering what the weights are here for the athletes, it's a 50 kg for the men and a 30 kg for the ladies. We're in lane number 7. They're releasing their next athlete. You can see that side shot there. Your leaders will be on the left side of your screen. The box moving downwards towards the rig. That's your leader out there in the middle. That looks like lane number 5. Absolutely flying. But will that cost her? We did see there earlier on, lane number 7, he went out so hard on the burpees. Almost got to the D-ball first and absolutely tanked himself. He struggled on those D-balls. But she's setting a fast pace. Yes, she is here with the blonde hair now. Lane number 5. 4-5. Yeah, that's correct. Lane number 5. That is Power Clean Rangers. You can see she's slowing down a little bit there. And here's a nice little shot here. One of our static cams on the floor. Just getting the bar there. That is a lane number 9 on the bar. Remember, it's chest to bar pull-ups. They have to get their chest to the bar. And all these athletes still opting for the turnaround on the D-balls. You can see the Power Clean Rangers. It looks like they've actually dropped to second at the moment.
Closely behind them is lane 10, Warm-Up Chaplets.
Looks like the intermediates are your current leaders here at the moment.
Now it's going to come down to that final athlete.
I think I am right. It's the intermediates here. They're looking to release that last athlete.
Alright, lane 9, Fire Foster now sending their final athlete. They are still in the lead. Lane 9, I'm getting to a practical here in this workout. Athletes, you've got 2.5 minutes left. Come on, lane 10, your judge is shouting at you. He's trying to get you to go.
So it looks like Forever Foster is your current new leaders. The intermediates just behind them. Lane 8 still trying to make it up after athlete 1 blew out a little bit on those D-balls. But the rest of the field all starting to release those final athletes. They got 1 minute 30 left on the clock to finish this workout. It's going to be a close one here. They're going to have to push hard. They're going to have to empty the tank now. Now it's give it all. It's who wants it the most. This becomes a mental game. And those of you that know me, I have the saying, oh, I would no rep that actually. Bit of a not over the shoulder there, kind of rolled on top of his chest. But I have a saying that says, mind strong, body strong.
Seconds, athletes, 45 seconds.
Malachi. All right, here we have lane number 9. This is your current leader, apparently. They're about 2 reps ahead of everyone else. They've got 22 seconds. Will he be able to get the D-balls done? Maybe get a couple of reps on the chest to bar. Let's see what he can do. He's going to have to dig deep. Mind strong, body strong. He's got to go empty that tank. Taking a bit too much time to turn around. He must just go for it. 5 seconds, struggling there. Can he get 1 rep? And I don't think he will take that. Actually, he did. He got 2 reps there. Sorry. Our GoPro is a little bit behind there. So he did get 2 reps on the bar. All right. Great little effort there. You can see our Rebel team just setting back those boxes. All right, we're going to head into the intermediate heat number 2. Exciting racing here to come. We still have the elites coming up, and that's going to be one heck of a race. Those bags a little bit heavier, but let's not forget these intermediates. Man, they are putting up a world-class show here. I think a couple of these teams can actually move into the elite division because they are that good.
Get those tires got into the acid recovery area. Get the bodies to get fresh for tomorrow.
Dude, when you're standing that long. Do you want to... how are we doing with battery? Still good? Oh, you go.
Alright, so the time next for all the athletes and spectators. So, football, lead the corner. The next line, lifted and still monkey. There, I've got some, well, we can put it, it's called slushies. It's the slushies of the chicken guy. So, if you guys are listening to something stronger than just a normal cool beverage, you guys can keep yourself there, or football. Alright, we're going to start heat number 2 of our intermediates. Again, a fully packed arena. The fully packed arena, all 10 lanes are going to be full. It's going to go quick, it's going to be fast. It's going to come down to your individualistic capabilities. How quick can you go through? How strong are you on the D-ball? How good is your gymnastics? How thorough? Exciting event. We've got 10 minutes for this workout. Guys, just a friendly reminder that after our elites is done with this workout, there will be a briefing again regarding tomorrow morning's running away. I urge you guys to come and listen, otherwise you will get lost. Guaranteed. There's another impact. Alright.
So if you are watching this heat and you are an athlete, make sure that you do not go anywhere after the elites. There will be a briefing on the floor. And I think what we'll actually do is we'll keep the stream live and we'll capture the brief for tomorrow so that you can watch it. We're going to capture the brief for you tomorrow so you can watch it if you do miss it.
We'll just keep this one. Alright, and stand by. And in a row.
And off they go.
For the intermediates, exactly the same. They're going to do 20 perfect box jump overs. Let's introduce your teams. You've got lane 1. Looking at the beat. Lane 2, you've got Twisted. Lane 3, the slowly return. Lane 4, medium lane 4. Lane 5, nurturing. Lane 6, MHC Masters. Lane
Apologies there, we did have the wrong graphic on there for the intermediates. There was a bit of a mix-up there. So lane 1 is Slims and the Beasts. Lane 2, Twisted Blisters. Lane 3, the Slow Moving Co. Lane 4, CFA Dauntless. Lane 5, Load Sharing. Lane 6, MHC Masters. Lane 7, Barbell and Coffee Mugs. Lane 8, ATG CrossFit Norwood. Lane 9, Guns and Roses. Lane 10, V-Town Dio Glorio. Gloria, jeez. Still haven't had my coffee. So apologies on that. That wasn't my producer. That was my fault actually on that graphic. I thought we were in the last heat, but we weren't. We are in intermediate heat number 2. Like I said, I need my coffee. And remember, this is a 10-minute cap. Yeah, already 2 minutes done. These teams have all got 20 burpee over box. Then they're going to move into 15 D ball sandbag over shoulder. Once they touch the bar, they will release athlete number 2. It is a relay format. Athlete number 2 will repeat the same thing, and once they touch the bar, they will then release athlete number 3, and so on. Once everyone has completed all the movements, it will come down to that pressure pad. The last athlete will push down on the pressure pad and make sure that they stop the time and get their time for event number 3 here at Last Man Standing 2023. On your screens now, you see the D balls there being chucked around. 50 kgs for the men, 30 for the ladies. You see there, he just touched the bar and off the lady goes into her burpee over box. You can see a nice shot there. All the teams on their second athletes. Those boxes will move towards the rig, and those will be your leaders. So from right to left, those boxes will move when an athlete has completed those burpees over box.
At this time, just chill around, guys.
The ladies have a 20-inch to jump up to, and the men 24-inch. They do need to do a 2-foot takeoff, not a 1 foot. See a lot of these athletes, great cadence here. Nice, comfortable cadence, not rushing the burpees over the box, which is helping them a lot. In the previous heat, I did mention we had one athlete who just was flying. He was first off the box there, and unfortunately caught up to him when he got to the D-balls. Lane 3 and 4, looks like they are your current leaders. That is Urban Legends and Platinum Punishers.
Still a very, very good race. Hard race between all these athletes. All individual, all making sure that they're getting good reps in. Listen to the judges, guys.
Sorry, that is the Slow Moving Co and CFA Dauntless. They are your current leaders here in event number 3 on day number 1 of Last Man Standing at Sun City. Huge shout out to Sun International for sponsoring all of the rooms for all the athletes. So they got massive discounts to get these athletes here to Sun City. Remember, it is chest to bar for these athletes. Nice skipping exhibition here of the athlete on your screen right now. He's done. Great work by him. Remember, your leaders are the guys who have their boxes out in front. As we look at some D-ball cleans, man is struggling over there. He's got 5 more left, but he is hurting right now. You can see that pain face. Love to see it. You are going to absolutely empty those glycogen levels here. Guns and Roses. Battling it out with ATG CrossFit Norwood. I think athletes don't realize how much it takes out of you on those first 2 burpees. Already, both these athletes slowing down on those burpees. I'd say ATG currently a little bit of a faster cadence as Guns and Roses are starting to struggle there. And once again, different strategies here as they come out with their 3rd athlete, and you'll see it's the men, while the other lot of teams have decided to bring in the ladies. So very interesting.
More than 3 minutes.
And it looks like still your leaders at the moment are in lane number 3 and lane number 4. And those are the guys who went out male. They got their females now hanging onto that lead and hopefully keeping that. That is the slow moving Co and CFA Dauntless.
Proper coaching there, the encouragement from the judge. Athletes, you've got 2.5 minutes. MHG Masters now with their final athlete on the burpee box get-overs. Looking nice and strong on those burpee jumps. Looks like MHG Masters might take this.
Lane number 6 looks like they've come out of nowhere. That is lane number 6 has come out of nowhere. They are your new leaders. MHC Masters, lane 6. White top. Lady white top. She's busy jumping up the box now.
Athletes final round as well. Athletes, you've got 90 seconds.
Lane number 6 with 4 more reps to go. Man, she literally came out of nowhere. That's the MHC Masters. They were quite far behind lane 3 and 4. And MHC Masters now did a great job on those D-balls and find themselves in the lead just with the final D-balls and chest to bars to come. That's lane number 6. We got them on screen now. The white top there, MHC Masters. She's doing a brilliant job.
Alright, we've got 1 final minute. Athletes, final minute. Looks like MHC Masters, they are in the lead. Here comes ATG Norwood.
And it looks like MHC are going to hang on to this lead. You see the men are absolutely struggling in lane number 3 with their D-balls. So that technique that they used of having the male go first and then the females later to get that lead. And beautiful technique of the chest to bars here. Brilliant stuff from MHC Masters right now in lane number 6. Man, they came out of nowhere. And they are going to, looks like they're going to finish this up. They're going to sprint to the finish. And they are going to get that pad. Brilliantly done. MHC Masters walk away with the win here. Will anyone catch them in intermediate heat number 3? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you shortly.
Alright, judges, I'm just in your attention. Do not give your score sheets yet. Judges, don't give your score sheets yet.
Maybe Stevie just won one game. He's up top. I was paying $4. Well, but during the 2 weeks, you might actually pay.
There you have it, cleanfreaks.co.za. If you're looking for those portable wet wipes, they are biodegradable. How awesome is that? So make sure that you head on over to cleanfreak.co.za and grab yourself some portable wet wipes. Next up, we have our intermediates heat number 3. We saw MHC Masters doing an absolute amazing job. They were sitting about 3rd, 4th, and out of nowhere they came out and got the win there. The only team in the intermediate division so far to take the win and finish off that event. But intermediate, heat number 3, we have Teletubbies, Team ACA, Urban Legends, Platinum Punishers, Unite, Old School Shackback. Our producer reckons is a favorite here, the Old School Shackback. A favorite of our producer here, Rebel Raiders, the Natties, Platinum Ages, Uncontainable Legends. It's going to be a great race. Let's see if our producer is right. Lane number 6, keep an eye out on Old School Shack Pack. They are his favorites. I'm still going to go with MHC Masters to take the win. They got all that experience. That's why they're the Masters, you know? They've been around. They know their stuff. And they know how to handle a beer too. You don't mess with a team like that.
Alright, again, we've got a fully packed arena here for our final intermediate heats from lane 1 to lane 10. It's going to be really interesting to see how the leaderboard checks up after today. Remember, athletes, after our elites, do not go home. Stay here. We are going to do a briefing on tomorrow morning's running way. Intermediates, do not go home after your final workout. Stay in the arena. Stay close. We're going to do the briefing for our 1-4 tomorrow morning run. As jy nie is nie, gaan jy verloor raak. Stem maar klaar, luister.
It's one of the judges.
Alright. Athletes, get to your starting line. Athlete 1, get ready to kick off your team and try and head them into an event, when possible, and heat win. Judges, get your hands near. If you are ready.
Just don't care.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Get your lane, get your lane. Come on, says.
Sorry, let me not interfere.
Alright, that's the one. Guys ready? Stand by. And active one is off. We've got some sprinters here.
Woo! And once again, we want to look for a strategy where a male starts. So far, that has been the winning ingredient for the beginners, the intermediates. Let's see if it happens here once again in intermediate heat number 3. In the beginners earlier on, Jesua Sterk took the win and they started off with a male-male combo in the beginning. and then let the females hang on to the lead. However, MHC Masters in the previous heat, they went male-male as well, except their ladies caught up to the field and won it for the men. So brilliant stuff there from MHC Masters. Let's see what happens here in intermediate heat number 3. And then of course, after this heat, don't go anywhere. We'll play a couple of ads. We'll keep you entertained for just a little bit. But we're going to have the elites coming up next. That's going to be an exciting race between those teams. You can see all these teams now moving on to their D-balls. This is going to be a close one, that's for sure. Unless we have an athlete absolutely explode and destroy the tank. So far, it's even Stevens here. The big man here, making easy work of that 50 kg D-ball.
It's going for the final event, for the running event tomorrow. Do not leave the arena yet.
Lane 7 and 6, your current leaders. And I wasn't too sure, did they have a male starting first? I don't know. They could be going male, female, male, female. We'll see what combo works there for them. And that is Old School Shack Pack, our producer. That was his favorite. And then Rebel Raiders. So far, lane 6. So we have our producer here, lane number 6. You called out the Old School Shack Pack.
Yeah, Old School Shack Pack have been on it all day so far. I was really impressed with them on the lifting complex earlier. The guys looking really good next and expecting big things in this third heat today.
Yeah, of course, our producer earlier on, he was on the camera as well. So you got a little close-up of these athletes. Do you think anyone else is going to come close to the Old Shack Pack in this particular heat?
I like the Teletubbies in lane 1 as well as Uncontainable Legends in lane number 10. The Legend is doing quite nicely as well so far this heat.
All right, let's keep an eye on those teams. Our producer, no stranger to the CrossFit scene himself, recently just started CrossFit as well.
Yeah, that's kind, Jay. Very green here, but loving getting this body strong again. Obviously, I come from a running background, so I'm hoping that the CrossFit's going to improve that running. Got a down run comrades coming up next year, so downfield hill, a little bit of the squat work's really going to make a massive difference.
Also, myself coming from a running background, I will tell you now, it definitely will improve your running, especially on the down run. Well, we say it's the down run, but we know it's not actually that down really. It still hurts like heck. A couple of hills there as well. So yeah, and the quads as well. We don't realize how much when you run, and this is for all the athletes who are watching this. Tomorrow's run, maybe you can take some advice from us here. What would you give advice for in terms of going downhill, not blowing the quads?
Yeah, it's about loosening it out, hanging out as much as possible, not pushing too hard on the down, protecting those quads. Much better to work harder on the uphills, recover on the downhills. You'll gain more time in that. Yeah, but it's all about looking after those legs.
Yeah, especially after all the work that they're doing that we're seeing on the screen right now. It is going to be a tough run tomorrow, and as you said, I have to agree with you. Relax on the down, don't push too hard, and try not heel strike going down, because that takes a lot of shock onto those quads. So if you are watching this, just take that advice. And that's Steve Tarup and myself, Jason Viking Friedman, the runners, the running experts. And yeah, on your screens right now, these athletes still working hard, and we're going to see if that lane number 6, that is the Old School Shack Pack, if they will walk away with this win here. Lane 7 and lane 6, Rebel Raiders going neck and neck. And let's right out there on the other side. It looks like lane number 2, not too far behind. That's Team ACA. On your screens now are Or will be, sorry. On your screen now is Old School Shack Pack in the white shirt there. That's Millie's. Also had some great lifting earlier on. And then, yeah, we have the Rebel Raiders, lane 7, and they are your leaders. Rebel Raiders in the lead. They're moving on to those D-balls. That's Megan on your screen right now. Is it Megan? No, it's not. Sorry, it's not. Megan's in the elites. My bad. Rebel Raiders, current leaders. They got about a 3-4 rep lead over the Old School Shack Pack. Millie's there. That's his nickname. You're wondering. He's starting to pick up the pace. It looks like he's cycling that ball a little bit faster, but they release their third athlete. Off he goes. Rebel Raiders, their final athlete.
And release their final athlete, so let's team ACNA.
Old School Shack Pack now in it, but a big lead here by the Rebel Raiders in lane number 7. We got on your screens now Old School Shack Pack. That is to your right is the leader. To your right is the leader in the green shirt. And on your screen now, Rebel Raiders, this is your leader. He's about, I'd say, easy 10 reps ahead as he moves to the D-balls. Oh, he's got one more rep by the looks of, oh, he's got to move his box. Almost forgot his box behind. Thought he got no rep. Onto those D-balls. He's a bit of a smaller athlete. Let's see the technique that he has with the ball. Great technique. Gets the ball up nice and high onto the hips. Uses the shoulders to the chest to pull it up. Rolls it off the chest, and that's a great technique to use, especially with a D-ball. It's round. You want to use the roundness of the ball. I know it sounds a bit weird when I say that, but using that actual round ball to roll off your chest rather than throw it off your chest makes that movement a lot easier, especially a smaller athlete. So Rebel Raiders, your current leaders here on your screen. You can see him there in the green shirt. You can see some of the athletes still on the chest to bar. The Old School Shack Pack, the big man, he's struggling there and he's falling behind. 90 seconds, it looks like the Rebel Raiders might just win the overall. If this man can get through his chest to bars, they're going to walk away with this win. Remember, the MHC Masters, I think they had about 10 seconds left on the clock, so just keep an eye on that clock there. Beautiful technique on the chest to bars. It looks like they're going to walk away with a great win here. Unofficially, they have walked away with the overall win. That is the Rebel Raiders, lane number 7, walking away with the overall win, possibly the overall win. That is unofficial for now. We'll wait for that official result. But man, what an effort from that team. 30 seconds left. And the Old School Shack Pack have blown a gasket here by the looks of it. They are struggling. We thought they might walk away with a win here, but now they're struggling to get even a second or third here. We'll see if they get that. And that's a wrap there for the intermediates. What a brilliant effort by all these teams. And the Urban Shack team, looks like they might have scored a second or a third there. But man, Rebel Raiders out in lane number 7, absolutely destroying the intermediate field and walking away with the win. Unofficially, we'll wait for the official results. But I feel like they took that number 1 spot. Don't go anywhere. We got the elites coming up next.
Your future, past, and present, I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm a mislead of this illusion. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float. I don't need gravity, I just need growth. When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I won't ever, ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. When I move, it's in a quick
Alright, like the previous division, this is going to be coming down to our third athlete. Well, let's see what's happening with the elite. At this point, it's still a tight race. Looks like TNT to the 5. Okay, it's gonna come down to that third athlete being released today. Round just burpees, cleans, and ring muscle-ups. There's Bounty DHNY is gonna finish It'll help us out a lot. We got limited crew. Alright, everyone, just hang on a bit. We are going to brief the running.
All right, we're going to do a bit of a closing show here. We're going to wait for the next briefing, which will be tomorrow's event. We're going to talk a little bit about the run. So tomorrow's run, we have the elites running a 10K, we have the intermediates running a 7K, and then of course a 5K for the beginners. It's going to be a tough run. We did chat about it earlier on in this stream about how do you save your quads on the downhill. So on the downhill, you almost want to relax a little bit. Just go with the flow. You don't want to tense up too much on that downhill. Work hard on the uphills because that will help you. I promise you, I know you might be thinking, why am I going to work on the uphill? I'm going to suffer there, but that's what you want to do. You want to work on the uphill, relax on the downhill, and I promise you now, you'll make it out alive without any issues. So that will be a big key for all these athletes, from beginner all the way to the elites running the 10K. Now, here's the tricky part about it. Do you stick with your team or do you run solo? So because it's a cumulative time, meaning every athlete can say now one athlete's really fast and he goes and finishes, that's fine. It will be up until the last athlete crosses the line, and that will be your time for the thing. So basically what you want to do is you can go out as fast as you can and rather let your athlete run a solo event. Basically it's like a solo event. That is my suggestion as a runner, and as a coach I would suggest everyone just run their own race tomorrow and get a fast time, because the times will count, not as team time. So make sure that you head on out there, send it, empty out the tank, and get yourself a decent time if you're looking to win that event. That's for all the beginners. All right, and then of course we got our later on events, which we will catch up with Ruan later on. He did exceptionally well there in the previous one. His team VV5U doing really well. No one finishing that workout, but man, what an awesome race that was. We had Jesua Sterk from the beginners winning that one, and then Rebel Raiders winning the intermediates, and VV5U winning the elites there. We'll be catching up with you guys in just a bit. We're going to do the briefing for the run tomorrow. See you guys in a little bit.
What's up, guys? Jason Viking Friedman here, and we are at Last Man Standing. Last Man Standing has new ownership. We have Cornell Poole with us. Cornell, tell me, what is the vision for Last Man Standing in 2023 and moving forward?
Community. It's all about the athletes. We want to build something that the community wants to support, that tests the community, and that actually brings them together at the end of the day. Just to have fun, to throw some heavy stuff around, and enjoy CrossFit, and enjoy the benefits that CrossFit give you. So it's all community-based.
100%. So I love the idea that we're moving into a, if you guys can see just behind us, into a bigger arena. So Last Man Standing is known for always doing a double arena. So they basically put two rigs together, and then you have one heat competing on the one side and another heat competing on the other side. What made you decide to change that up?
It draws focus from, especially if heats happen at the same time. They're like, where do you watch? Where do you support? Especially if you have family members doing either individual or teams or whatever. And the other side of that, you have athletes who do both, who are phenomenal team athletes and can perform on the individual stage. So that's what we decided, to break it up. This is just a teams event. We're going to focus on the individuals later this year. We want to showcase them in their own space. But this is an ultimate teams event. We're hoping it's grown, will grow in the future. We're loving the support we have it this year as new owners, starting fresh, new beginning. But it's big team event, big individual event, and that's where we're going to keep it. Back to basics and back to what makes CrossFit CrossFit. You do it with your mates or you do it for yourself, and that's what we're focusing on.
100%. I have to agree with you in terms of the community. Like ourselves from It's Happening in God Africa, we're looking to grow the community, and that's why we're also here to help you guys out.
Love your support.
To get, like, as you say, mention that CrossFit needs to grow. So that's the idea for us on our side. But now let's dive into the nitty gritty. Okay, so we obviously know that Event 1 has been released.
Yes.
What is your thought process? How would you approach that Event 1? Have you done it actually? Let's find that out. Have you done Event 1?
No, I'm too petrified. No, to be fair, I've only ever seen it on paper, all the workouts at once. I didn't want to be one of the testing people. I mean, Monique's got her own box, and some of her people tested some of the beginners and intermediate levels. A bunch of Joburg people tested without even knowing it. That was funny. They didn't even know they were testing our workouts. But no, I did bits of it. I feel like a beginner when I see some of even our intermediate athletes. We have such a wide variety of talent when it comes to this sport. I see myself just below average. I do it just to keep fit, and I'm here to give them a platform to perform, not to do it myself. I'm too petrified.
Yeah, so obviously Event 1, hopefully that we're gonna meet up with Rebel. We're gonna get that hopefully on the stream for you guys as well, so we'll be able to see exactly where the people are on the row, on the ski, on the bike rig.
There's a lot of cardio.
A lot of cardio. I can't remember the exact time cap. Do you remember the time cap on that?
26 minutes for the
26
first
minutes. So it's quite a long workout. It's going to be an exciting workout. So after this build up, make sure that you are tuning into the live stream on YouTube. We're going to showcase everything to you here at Last Man Standing. 2023, we're going to bring you all the action. Back to you guys.
Did you have fun today? Are you going to have fun tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock? Yeah. Okay guys, plain and simple. I'm going to start with the elite, because they've got the longest route to run. We are all starting at the Gary Player Golf Club. You will see there will be banners and the timing chip, and everybody will be set up there. We are going down at 6:30 already, so you will see us there. From there, elite, you are running towards the Gary Player Clubhouse, over a little bridge, up towards the tennis courts. There will be little arrows everywhere you need to turn. If there's no arrow, don't turn. Okay. If you're laughing, if there's no arrow, don't turn. Please. 5 minutes past 9, the Springboks are playing. I want to watch that. I don't want to come look for you. Okay. You will also see your marshals with a little flag. They will wave you on your merry way to the next marshal. Once you've turned, you're going to go out the gate. There's a green gate. You're going to go out the gate and you are actually going to run on the main road up towards Lost City. That main road, I please need to ask you, stick to the right-hand side. The marshals will guide you, but please listen to them. Stick to the right-hand side. You're going to go all the way up, just a little bit of an uphill. When you get to the top circle of Lost City, you will go around the circle into Lost City Golf Course. You will then run T10, 11 and 12, I think it is. Okay, but again, there's marshals, there's little arrows. You will not get lost. If you don't see a marshal or an arrow, just keep running on the same road that you're on. And eventually you will see light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Once you come off the Lost City Golf Course, what's going to happen is you've got a 1.2 kilometer gravel road that is going to connect you with the Gary Player Golf Course, where you will then fall in with the 7 kilometer and the 5 kilometer and do the loop to the finish line, which is exactly where the starting line is. That is your 10 kilometer run for tomorrow morning. Intermediates. Unfortunately, you also need to do a bit of an uphill tomorrow morning. You're going to follow the elites out the same road, onto the main road, all the way up to the circle at the Lost City. The only difference is, at the circle, you go around the circle and you come straight back down the same road that you went up, and then you fall on the 5K on the Gary Player course. Beginners, you stay on the Gary Player course. So they will guide you where you need to start. You do your 5K route on the Gary Player course. Guys, one thing that I need to ask, we are guests at Sun City, okay? The fact that they give us the golf course to run, and I don't need to take you into the bush, is really a blessing, and they're doing us a favor. The one request they've got is, please can you stay on the golf cart paths. Please don't run on the fairways, please don't run on the grass. There is enough space for everybody to run on the actual golf cart paths. The first group to start will be the elites. You're starting at 7 o'clock. Intermediate. You will then go off at 7:05. Beginners, you will go off 7:10. You have got 17 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes to complete your run. Again, guys, there's arrows, there's marshals. If you don't see anything for a while, just continue on the road that you're on. Follow that road. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Anything that I've missed? Any questions with regards to the run, guys? Plain and simple, straightforward.
Okay. Elite. We will have a vehicle that leads you up to your city. Okay? So just follow the vehicle. There will be a white Fortuner. Okay. They will, on the Gary Player golf course, the Rebel Bucky will be on the Gary Player golf course following the last batch of runners. If the cap is made, you will be picked up on that Bucky. And I'll bring you back. One reason and one reason only. The Springboks are playing at 9:05. And I'm going to watch you. No, I'm joking, guys. Okay. The other thing on that note, because I know we're all fanatic supporters of our country and our Springboks as well, the Shebeen will be live streaming on XR. The Shebeen will be streaming the World Cup. So come back in September to watch the World Cup at the Shebeen. No, okay, so they will be live streaming the rugby, 9:05, and that is also why you've got a lucky gap. You want to go and have breakfast after your run, have a nice shower. There's enough time before we start again. Any questions?
Good for you. You're really sloppy, so
Werner!
I got the wrong privilege, I'm going to get back to you now, Chico. Guys, one thing I need to say, please make sure you've got your race numbers. Behind your race number that you've got at registration is your timing chip. Okay, if you don't have a timing chip, we're not going to read the time for you. So please make sure you've got your race numbers. It's going to be here. We're not going to have it down there. So before you leave tonight, go past the admin office if you don't have it, and make sure that you've got your timing numbers with your chip in it. The run is an indie run. It's a team indie run. This means Wazzy is a lot faster than what I am. I'm going to walk 10 k's if I have to do it. Right? He must go. Score at the end is each individual time added together for team time. Each individual time added together for team time. So it's an indie team run. You are allowed to run with earphones, or if you want music in your ears, you are allowed to run with that. Guys, unfortunately, please take your water bottles with. I know it's 10K. I can't get water bottles there because of the terrain for the 10K. Okay, so I apologize in advance for that. Ask him, make friends with the judge. Ask him where he's going to stand. Give him your water bottle tomorrow morning. Okay. We are starting back in Sun Park. 11 o'clock is the first seat. 11 o'clock is beginner 3-1. Guys, go and have a good night's rest. Well done for today. Thank you. See you all tomorrow.